Welcome to Spiritual Vacancy. This is a podcast to help fill your spiritual void. We discuss everything from psychic mediums, Reiki practitioners, palmistry, astrology, all the way to aliens and religion. We hope you can join us every week as we dive into topics of the sometimes unknown and, of course, the other side. We hope you enjoy today's episode. Hey, hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are listening in from, whatever area of the country, the world, wherever. I thank you for joining me today. And I'm doing some question and answers from people that have messaged me or responded on some of my TikToks of questions they have about spirit. So, one of the questions was, how do you know if you have a gift and it's real, not just wishful thinking? Well, for one, we are all energy. We are all spirit, essentially. We're just in the human body, so it's a little different. But we can all do this. We can all connect. We all have our own intuition. We all have our own psychic abilities. It's kind of like that thing where, I'm sure everyone listening has thought of somebody and then they called. Or you are thinking of somebody and then you see them at the store. Or you are thinking of somebody and they text before you haven't talked to them in like a year. And you're like, gosh, I really need to text that person. And then they text you. It's almost like they're in tune with your energy. They're thinking of you, you're thinking of them, and y'all can feel it. And that's kind of like our intuition and our psychic self. So we all have the ability to connect. It's just how much do you want it? Some people have a harder time than others. But I think it's with, religious backgrounds. It could be with their own fears of dealing with spirit. Maybe they're not totally comfortable. A lot of people want to shut it off. They don't want to communicate with spirit. They don't want to have anything to do with it. And that's totally fine. But that doesn't mean that they don't have it. And it doesn't mean that it goes away. Spirit just respects you enough to step back because they know that maybe in this lifetime you aren't supposed to connect with them in that way, or maybe they communicate to you in a different way and you just don't even realize it. But we can all do it, and I will forever compare it to singers. I have said this for many years where everyone can sing. I mean, as long as you have a voice, you can sing. Doesn't mean that it's good, but you can do it. And that's the exact same with connecting with spirit or your higher self or your guides or the universe or whatever you want to call it, right? You can do it, but it doesn't mean that you have to do it for everyone. It doesn't mean that you have to do it for anyone besides yourself. Some people, sing for themselves. Some people sing for family and friends, and some people sing professionally. It's just kind of like, what is your goal in mind? Do you want to be professional? Do you want to do it for friends and family? Or do you just want it to be something special between you and your people in spirit or your guides or whoever, right? But anybody can learn this. Anybody can learn to communicate with spirit. It's just how much do you want it? Do not give up either, because a lot of people get frustrated in the beginning because if things aren't happening quick enough, or they watch people on TV, or they see mediums going so quick and they're like, well, I'm just not getting it, so I can't do this. But I mean, if you give up on anything in life, you're not going to do it. Like it's not gonna, it just won't work. I had to, take classes, take courses, I've had 3 different mentorships because I didn't fully understand what spirit was saying, doing, telling. I mean, sometimes it was super obvious and sometimes it wasn't. And I had to learn how to set the boundaries of, I only want spirit to communicate when I want to work. I don't want to talk to spirit all the time. And I need to sleep and I need my rest and I want to do other stuff besides talk about death all day. And spirit knows this. So it's like, I want to be able to go places and not be tapped in. That's what I call it. I'm not turned on. It's like punching a card at work. I punch my card when I say I have a session scheduled, and I punch out when I'm done working sessions. I don't want to be on 24/7. It would be mentally draining and physically draining if I had to be on with spirit 24/7. And I think like when people are first starting out, they feel like that if they're not experiencing spirit 24 hours a day, then they're not fully connected. But that's not how spirit works. Spirit works when you call on them. Spirit works when you're ready to, you know, do the work, do a class, do something like that where maybe you join an online circle and then you're like, okay, spirit, show up. Or maybe you have questions of your own. Maybe you want to talk to your guides, or maybe you want to talk to your loved ones in spirit. They hear you. You have to trust that they're around because they never leave you. Ever, ever, ever. They're always there. And I guess it just comes down to how much do you want it? What do you want to do with it? Do you want to like start reading people? Do you want to take classes? Does it mean that much to you? So, like for singing for me, could I take classes? Sure. Am I? No. Or like dancing. Like I love, absolutely love watching dancers, like jazz, ballet, tap, whatever it might be. I can't dance. Do I want to take a class? Yes. Would I ever want to be in a show? Hell no. I would never want to be on stage. I don't ever want anybody to see me outside of the class dancing. But do I want to take a class? Oh gosh, yes. I would love to take dance classes and just for myself. That is the same thing with mediumship. That is the same thing with talking with your loved ones in spirit. You can do it for yourself. But read the books, take the classes, do whatever it is you need to fully connect in a way that makes you realize that they're always there, guiding, helping, and you have to always trust your gut. If you feel them near, they're near. And I promise, even if you feel like they've gone away or they're not here or they're not near you, they are. Because all you have to do is call them in, ask them to be right next to you, and they will. It's really that simple. We overcomplicate everything in our lives. Like literally everything in our lives. Us as human beings overcomplicate everything. So, if you want to dive into mediumship, I always say get some books. One of my favorite books, which I've posted it before, I've talked about it before, is called Choosing to Be a Medium by Sharon Farber. She teaches mediumship up north. Maybe she's in Jersey, maybe New York, something like that. I could be totally wrong. Somewhere up north. And she was in her 50s, never was interested in mediumship at all. And she went to her first mediumship demonstration and she dove in. She started taking classes. She wanted to do it. Like she wanted this to be her life. That's why I said, how much do you want it? Because if you want to do it, you got to put in the work. It is not easy. Let me tell you, it is not an easy process, but anything that is rewarding isn't. I studied mediumship for 5 years before I came out as a professional. That sun, if you guys are not watching, the sun coming down in my office space right now is almost blinding to me. But sorry. Um, I took classes and studied mediumship for 5 years. That is longer than some people go to college to get their degree in whatever they're getting and, gonna be, whatever their profession is. And then I finally came out as a professional medium, and I've been doing it professionally for 4 years. So 9 years total of working with spirit, but I still feel like I learn something new every day. Every day. I feel like there is always something for me to learn, or there's something from somebody's family member that I have never heard of in my life. And that is the best part, is not only the healing, but then I'm learning stuff too, through your loved ones in spirit. Your loved ones are teaching me stuff. That's how intelligent they are. Your loved ones in spirit are showing me new things. And it's just amazing. And so I always say when people want to dive into mediumship, take your time, don't rush it. Because if you rush it, you're going to get frustrated. Things aren't going to happen as quick enough for you, and then you're going to give up. And that's what happens with a lot of people. Because with mediumship, it's very special. It's a lot of pressure too, because you have somebody sitting across from you that is in grief and needs you to be on point with their loved one, they're trusting you with your loved one, and that is like one of the highest honors. Oh, for me, anyways. I can only speak for myself, but truly, I am so blessed that I get to do this work every day, every week, and I just am so grateful. But yes, you can totally do it. Anybody can. You just gotta want. You just have to have the want and the will to do it. Okay, so I thought this was a really good question. So the next question was, do you think night terrors are a portal? I don't. I don't think night terrors are a portal. I think terrors are part of our past lives, are part of things that we're experiencing right now that's causing us pain, things from our past, but it's showing up in different ways. And the way the human mind like transfers it into something totally different. And sometimes we don't even understand what it means. But it doesn't mean that it's a portal. It doesn't mean that bad spirits are coming in because this is what doesn't make sense to me. I don't believe that negative energies, negative spirits, negative souls are just walking around waiting for somebody to fall asleep and then I'm going to attack their dreams. It just doesn't work that way. There has to be a connection there. So if you were to have somebody in your life that was actually like a really negative person or a negative soul or like, whew, like maybe your loved one was a serial killer or really hurt people somehow. I could see that, like them kind of coming in and taking over because you actually have that like personal connection with them. But for the most part, no. It's usually your subconscious turning something else into something else because our dreams can be interpreted sometimes, right? Like when we lose our teeth, there's like certain things with that. Or if you dream of dolphins, or if you dream of, I can't even think of, like drowning. That could also mean like an overwhelmed feeling like you can't breathe in life, like you cannot escape your own reality or get out of where you're at because you're like stuck or trapped. Or, there's so many things that we can look at or dissect. And I love when people tell me their dreams and then I kind of analyze it to see how or why they're seeing certain things. But then some things are just like past life. Some things are not anything to do with, what we have going on in our past or our present. I have had this reoccurring dream 3 times, and it is so real. I can picture it right now. And the first time I had it, I was like, I don't know. I think I was like 12 maybe or 14. I don't know. I was young. And I've had it twice since then. So I had it once when we lived in the house, and then twice, 2 more times not in that house. But it was where these guys were like stalking our house. And at that house, I have like my bedroom window was like the windows that are almost like to the floor, right? It's like a long window. And that's how our front windows were. And in the dream, there's like people driving by and like scoping out the house. And then they end up breaking in. And then I wake up every time right before they kill my parents as I'm going in the room trying to stop them. And the first time I had that dream, I woke up hysterical crying. I sat in the middle of our hall. My parents were super confused. It felt so real. It felt like I was there. I mean, I don't even know how to describe it because I could still picture everything, and I'm giving you like the shortened version because like I don't want to replay it again in my head. And then what was interesting, the next 2 times I had that same dream, I was in that house, which is weird because that house I think was built in like only like the 60s or something. So it's not like some super old house. And yeah, it's a dream I will never forget. In all of my 46 years, that is the only dream that I've ever had where it's like I woke up crying because it felt so real. And I'm like, I wonder if that happened to me in a past life where I watched my parents die. But I mean, they were killing me too. Like I wasn't getting away. Like it was my parents and me. Like I was dying. Like I just woke up before that happened. But I think sometimes those are past life stuff. But then the rest could just be like our own emotions or things we got going on, or if we have stress, because stress can be huge, or there's times where I don't dream. Um, I don't normally have premonitions of dreams. I did have one this year though, which was really weird. And only one person knows about it. It's my friend Chrissy. I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I dreamt that a commercial airline crashed. And I'm like, that's crazy. So I started Googling when was the last time like where a lot of people died on a airplane in the US, and it's been like I think it was like might have been 9/11. I don't know. Where like a lot of people. I mean, we have all those little planes, right? Like of all the so sad with all the privately owned airplanes and stuff. And I was like, that's so weird. It felt real. Like I felt like I was like that. I don't really dream like that. So I normally don't dream, which is fine with me as long as I wake up not tired, which is rare. So I'm like, maybe I need to dream more because maybe I'll feel more refreshed. I don't know. But I messaged my friend Christy and was like, I had the craziest dream that a commercial airline crashed in the US. And then, like a few days later, that airplane where the helicopter hit it happened, and like 200 something people passed away. And then I messaged her and I was like, oh my God. I was like, that's crazy. I cannot believe that happened. So I'm like, maybe I should pay attention to my dreams more. But like I said, I don't dream a lot. I just don't. I'm just not a big dreamer, I guess. Maybe because my body's like astral projecting. I'm not even in my body. I have no idea. I'm like, I don't dream. I wish I did sometimes. I wish I had more dreams or vivid dreams, but that was earlier this year, and I was just like mind blown. Like, what? I cannot believe I dreamt of that because that's not something I typically do. Like, can I talk to your loved ones that have departed? 1,000%. Do I dream about predictions? Not really, but I'm definitely starting to pay attention. And I haven't really had any since then, which is fine. But I also haven't really, I don't know, like I don't even know what I would dream of. Like that I just want it to come authentically, right? I don't want to like push it or force it or, say every night I want to dream of a prediction because those are tough. I mean, people are losing their lives. And it's like not anything that I want to be like patted on the back about. So I don't want to do predictions like that. But to get back to the question, I don't think it's a portal unless you are actively welcoming in negative spirits into your space, which I doubt you are. It's not a portal. It's literally your past life shit and things that are on your mind. So if you guys have dreams that you want me to help decipher or tell me about, and I can tell you what the feelings are around it or why you're dreaming of that, let me know because I absolutely love doing that. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If y'all have any questions, let me know in the comments because I would love to do another Q&A. And you can also follow me on TikTok and I will answer questions there as well. So I hope you all have a beautiful day. I will see y'all next week and namaste.